Imagine a league built by the people, for the people. A league dedicated to the economic development of your city. So the question becomes, how good are the 32 teams that play in the minor football league? Well, there's only one way to find out. You have to experience the MFL.
Welcome to another edition of Inside the MFL. I'm your host, Richard Myles Sr., CEO, Chairman, and founder of the Minor Football League. I'm glad to be. I'm a little tongue-tied today. I've been working so hard. I got my guest here. I got the GM for Oklahoma on there. I'm going to give you an opportunity to introduce him. We definitely have Pat join us too. The general manager, and I have to congratulate him when he get on the Rochester Chargers, and we will also have Ken Lucas, our VP of Football Operations here at the MFL. So without ado, let me in. First of all, I got to ask everybody: make sure you keep those face masks on. Don't be misled and confused by what's going on because it's dangerous out here. Right now, let me introduce my guest, our new GM. Up there in Oklahoma. How you doing, young man?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good to see you, huh?
Good to
so
see
we got
you.
it done, huh?
Yes, sir.
Done, huh? So how's everything? The family safe? Are you doing all right? And your loved ones, it's in pretty good shape, right?
Yeah, just been working, wearing a mask, like you said, staying quarantined, just staying in the house and all that. But everybody's good. Everybody's doing well.
Okay. Instead of me, introduce yourself to MFL Nation.
I will be the new general manager of the Oklahoma Cowboys down here. I went to Bacone College, played 4 years. Now I just work as a coach at a high school down in Fort Gibson, Oklahoma.
Okay, so let me ask you that. We want to say welcome to the MFL. Thus far now, for the nation, everybody knows you coming aboard, you knew, and that's what the MFL is, the laboratory of change. We want to bring former players from the field to the front office. What do you think about this opportunity for a young man such as yourself?
I don't think it came any better at a better time, honestly. Like, growing up, all you wanted to do as a player anyway was play and then either own a team, coach a team, and just getting this opportunity is I'm still excited to this day.
Okay, well, let me ask you, we take you back a little bit. When your friend told you about it, which Thurston Hall, our GM up there in Texas, he was telling us about you, and he was talking, when he told you about it, what did you think?
At first, honestly, I was like, somebody playing a trick on me. I was like, they playing games now. But then as he kept talking, he kept going on. I was like, oh, snap, this is serious. I was like, oh, yeah, I want this.
Mm-hmm. And as you know, I'm a firm believer in documentation, be conversation. And when you had a chance to look at all the things that the MFL is doing and what we're about, how did that resonate to you after reading all this?
After I looked at the website, documents and everything, I was like, wow, this is something that I would really want to be a part of and encourage anybody out there that's looking for change or to be a part of a family that supports you. This would be the place to be.
Right. And, we don't beat the NFL up. Got an opportunity to play there and stuff. And so some of my staff that's here. But more important, what is the sense of, since you, and I know we're going to send the press release out also and everything, but I know you've been talking to people. What is the census there about you, about the Oklahoma Cowboys coming? Because, we moved the Cowboys from Kansas to Oklahoma. What is the census when you was telling people about this?
Say it again.
What was the census when you was telling people about that the MFL was coming to Oklahoma?
lot of people was happy. Like a lot of the guys I told about it, I've been broadcasting it, sending it everywhere. A lot of guys like, man, nothing like this in Oklahoma has happened in a long time. So a lot of people have been waiting on somebody pop or just for somebody to get a chance for it, and a lot of people thought I was the right guy for the job.
Well, surely we thought we felt that from doing a little checking on your stuff that you would be perfect for the job. That's what the MFL trying to do. We trying to bring former players and get them an opportunity to show them how to run a professional organization and put you right there. Give you the opportunity to do the things that the NFL is still refusing to let African Americans, and not just because they're African Americans, because I don't care about that Rooney Rule. I think it's a farce, really, because I think you should hire a person because they are capable and their background dictate that, as opposed to their color. I'm not saying just hire them because of that, but hire them because they're the best person for the job. And that's one thing the MFL is doing. We giving people of color an opportunity to run a professional franchise, give them an opportunity to coach, give them an opportunity to see just how business ran in terms of, we talk about economic development. You know what I mean? Yes, we're talking about generational wealth, something that been eluding us for years. Because as you know, African American is 75% the players in the NFL, but yet you have no owners in GM because it was designed that way. But that's where the MFL come in, because we want to have African Americans owning these franchises. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a racist or anything like that. And I'll defend that. And I will not apologize for anything that I say in terms of that, because when people talk up for their different nationalities, there's nothing said. But as soon as people of color say something, oh man, they racist and stuff. And that's not the case at all. The MFL is the laboratory of change. And we want people to understand that here you're going to get that opportunity. And I know it shocked you that found out we've been around so long. You know what I mean? We've been around a long time. And I tell people, thank God for social media. Yes, we had the MFL network. Yes, we had radio. And these are some things that you probably say, wow, is this real? Yes, we've been around a long time. And as I stated, I thought the concept was all wrong for when they started the Lions Football League, and I told them it wouldn't last. And when the XFL came back, I told them it wouldn't last. And what happened? They didn't make it, but we're still here. So it goes to show you that we are doing something that people say could not be done. And I just want to thank you, young man, giving you an opportunity to do this, because I always say put in a certain environment, we can excel like anybody else. You know what I mean? But first you have to be given that opportunity. So what's your take on that, sir?
I'm happy. I'm glad somebody took a chance and stepped up, because a lot of people are scared to step up, like you said, scared to go out for what they believe in. And it's people like you that a lot of people that need to show respect to and give love to for standing up for, like you said, African American, not a race thing, but giving younger people the opportunity to jump in a franchise that helps you develop as a player or as a coach, as an owner, as a CEO, just to build something better than what they were doing.
Absolutely. And it's also giving people an opportunity, internship with trainers, if young men interested in being agents, because we don't have enough agents, of color representing these athletes. You know what I mean? And then, like I say, broadcast journalists, marketing, PR, all these opportunities are there for people of color, and not just people of color. We don't want people to think but I'm going to look out for my people like everybody look out for theirs. You know what I mean? But we're not closed to anybody, because I tell people in a minute, this is not the Negro League. This is the minor football league. And want people to understand what that really means. The minor football league stands for the minor football league, but more importantly, it stands for money for life if you own one of them. You know what I mean? So we joke about the NFL, and we always say not for long, and that's true. So guys can't play football forever. So we want them we want to teach them business and give them opportunity to own this. And I always challenge a lot of former players and stuff. Come look at this. Give yourself an opportunity to own a professional franchise. And, you know, with the connection that most players have, it's a shame that a lot of players leave the NFL broke. You know what I mean? And that should not be so. But because you let other people handle your money, not having the knowledge or the education in terms of handling money, it's a different thing when you go from zero to all this money. You know what I mean? And believe me, it doesn't come with any instructions. But we're going to make sure our guys are very educated in terms of business, how to run the business. So what better opportunity than something like this? And I know that they are probably excited down there, not like y'all going to be. You know what I mean? I mean, y'all going to really be excited when we start doing things. And as you know, we won the leagues that said, no, we're not going to go early. And I hope that other teams, leagues follow suit because, like I said, this COVID-19 is for real. You know, people dying from it. And I wish people, and I don't wish bad luck on nobody, but I see the problem that they get ready to have with baseball. As you know, guys catching it. And they say the NBA, the bubble, but the only problem with that bubble going to get bigger, meaning people going to come in, more people come in. And it's hard to tell somebody, you know, you young man, you're going to go out and, you know, go out. And not that they want to be careless or anything like that. It's just that they understand that this is serious and this is business. But in the same time, you guys have to, guys have to be very, very mindful and very responsible at the same time. But give us a little sense of who you are, because we want the MFL Nation. Because when you come here, for the GM signing and stuff, and I know you're looking forward to that along with everybody else. We do have a lot of new GMs because we want to give people that opportunity. Because you look at the San Francisco 49ers and you look at their coach. I mean, not knock, I give credit where credit due, but he didn't go through what you had to go through. Junior high school ball, boys club, college, and then the NFL. He went straight and got a coaching job, offensive coordinator job, and now he a coaching job. Now, not to take nothing from him because he had on-site training, but you would think if people of color had an opportunity like that, then can you imagine where we would be right now in terms of that? But that's what's so unique about the MFL. You know what I mean? We're giving our guys an opportunity to do the same thing. What is your senses on that?
My background, I played football, like you said, for a long time. And I've developed more and more every year that I played it, from high school, junior high, to college, to outside of college, like semi-pro or whatever you want to call it. Just going to try. Semi-pro. Yeah, just playing ball a lot. I've always wanted to be in a position to where I can help people better themselves as athletes or guys that didn't get the chance to, go to the next level or showcase their real talents or get the opportunity to go anywhere else to show it. And that's why I'm glad I got the opportunity with the MFL, because you don't get that a lot in this area of Oklahoma, because I'm a Texas kid, so you don't get this a lot in Oklahoma where you get a lot of people who know who you are and all that stuff. So just bringing this here just gets a lot of people excited, because a lot of people already been inboxing me talking about, oh man, I've already looked at the website. I see it's a whole lot different than what I've been to. I'm like, I've done the CFL trials, I've done all these other trials, but it's harder with those. But I was like, with this is somewhere where you're gonna get what you deserve. You're gonna get the developmental work that you deserve as an athlete. Learn a little bit more if you want to ask about learning how to be a part of the staff, learning how to get into the office. Like, they break it down for you in terms that help you build, learn, educate yourself.
Right. And, that's what a lot of people don't understand. We're the only developmental league in the country. And what I mean by that, a lot of guys play college ball and they come in, they do get a shot. It's different in the NFL. You know what I mean? The whole terminology and everything is different. So that's why you got to have a developmental league. And as you know, all the other leagues have minor professional teams, except the NFL. But the NFL didn't feel that they need to because they're at college. But even then, young men still need time to develop. I'm not one for those combines that they do. You've been to them, they ain't up a cattle call. You fly somewhere and pay for a hotel, pay the registration, work out for 30 minutes, and the people tell you, we'll get back with you. The unique thing about the MFL is we have franchises in those states. You know what I mean? We're going to sign players that day of the combine. Ain't no coming back and we're going to contact you. You as the GM and your coaching staff, the players you see, you're going to sign right then and there. So this is not a counter call. This is for real. You let these guys know that we're going to sign these guys. You're going to sign them, Mr. GM, because that's your job. And we expect to get the best of the best. Now, we're not just taking guys because they come out. That's not what it's about. You know that, because it's very competitive in this league. And as you know, half of the league going to be in Africa because it's going to be the first World Bowl ever. You know what I mean? It's never been a World Bowl. But when you take half of the league, the conference, and put it in Africa, and you have half of the conference over here, it's important because when you look at it, do you realize how many players from Africa were taken in that first round, young man? Did you notice that?
Hey, they got some athletes over there.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of them came from Africa now. Went in that first round. So it would make sense to put half of the franchise over there and give these people an opportunity to own professional franchise, to coach, be GMs, and have an opportunity to teach these young men and give these opportunities. So that's why it's important that you have a developmental league like this. And we've been around a long time. What is the census? I know you just getting all squared away, the new GM, and we're going to be sending stuff to Oklahoma. We definitely going to need that list, their media list, so we can send the press release out. But more importantly, how's the venues down there? I know you probably got a lot to choose from. I know you got those colleges down there. And the great thing about it now, these guys don't have to look down on themselves because they didn't get an opportunity to play in the NFL. And I tell people all the time, it's not that you're not good enough to play in the NFL. It's not enough room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not enough room. But now we don't look at the MFL as the second chance. No, this is the first chance. And we want young guys, and we're going to groom, we're going to take and develop these guys so they can get a shot in the NFL. And if that doesn't work out for them, the MFL is still here. And that's why it's so important that we are selling franchise to people. And once we get all that done, then we will be able to sit down with the owners and stuff, and then we could talk about what kind of salary we're going to do for these guys. But more importantly, I think it's nice to play home where you grew up and everything, and you're home where everybody can see you. Now you ain't got to worry about, well, Bobby was good in college. What are you doing now? Oh, man, he ain't doing that. No, he playing for MFL franchise. He playing with the Oklahoma Cowboys. So you had an opportunity. What do you think of the uniforms?
I love the first off, I'm a Cowboys fan as it is.
Uh-oh, I'm going to hold that against you.
So I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan as it is. So when I see the uniform, it was right up my alley.
Good, huh?
It was perfect.
You know, God is good, huh?
I'm telling you.
You know, and so I know that made your eyes jump. You said, "Oh man," you know.
I said, "Oh yeah, we're good. We got the same, almost the same outfits." I was like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Yeah. So, and as you know, Lisa will be calling you. We have dancing director. She'll probably be getting in contact with you. But when you heard your promo, did it get you fired up?
I played it like 10 times, sent it to all my friends. I was like, "Oh, I got to play this again." I just love hearing that.
Yeah, and you know, we want to get it out to the different media down there. Send us a list, and they can play it for you as a public service announcement. It won't be hard to get it. But you know, how I look for your venues. Let me bring Pat in. I have to say, we definitely got to bring him in. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
We got the GM here. We finally got that deal. He got a big smile on his face too, Pat. And I also want to say, Pat, congratulations for being the owner of the Rochester Chargers. I want to give you my congratulations and stuff. And you've been doing a good job, and you told people you're going to do it. And Pat, you got to take this young man underneath your wing and stuff.
No, you know it's your wing. I met Richard Myles Sr. and he's told me three things, and he's 2 out of 3 already. He said you're going to be the general manager, you're going to own the team, and I'm going to make you a millionaire. And you're on your way to getting all three. Stick
Well,
with
I
Richard
tell you,
Myles Sr.
Hey, Pat, tell them a little bit about yourself, Pat.
Well, I've covered the NFL for 27 years. I've covered 20 Super Bowls. I'm a member of the Pro Football Writers Association, and I've been in broadcasting for more than 27 years. I was sports director at WFO Radio, and I'm still the feature writer for the oldest African American newspaper in Western New York, the Buffalo Criterion. And that led me to meeting Richard Myles Sr. We met at the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, and I was just wondering who this finely dressed gentleman was that was always on his cell phone. And I just finally asked him. I said, "Man, you must do something respectable and important." And he told me what he did, and told me I was sleeping on him. And after that, I decided to wake up. And since then, I've been about the MFL. And let me tell you, I am about the minor football league totally. Richard Myles is someone you have to experience, but he has kept his word to me in everything he told me since he met me. He said, "I'm going to make you the general manager, I'm going to make you the owner, and I'm going to make you a millionaire." And I'm telling you, he is keeping his word with every bit of that. Stick with us. The minor football league is something to behold. It's different. It is the laboratory of change. He has told me that. And if you stick with us and feel the enthusiasm necessary to make yourself successful, in a few months, we're going to be having this conversation, introducing you as the owner of that team and on your way to becoming a multimillionaire. That's what he told me. And he has kept his word in everything he's done.
And we're not believing in that. And Pat tell you, I sang a broken record. I always say documentation is conversation. I'm not going to talk about what we're going to do. This is what we already done. And what's so unique about this? It's not a Ponzi scheme or none of that foolishness. It's just hard work. I believe in working smart, not hard. It's something that you've been doing just since you was a little boy. Now we're going to add the business aspect to it. We're going to add the ownership, the GM part. And Pat, if you look at this guy, make sure now, he's saying some nice things. I appreciate it. But go to his page. Look at his page. You make sure you do the things that we ask you to do. And I tell you won't fail. Because all you got to do is make sure you go talk to everybody get them letters of support. And if you look on this guy, that you talking about, you would think Pat been here for 10 years. I said, give me 10 of him, we'll rule the world. Pat, this guy is so professional, man. We just click. And like I tell everybody else, and Pat, you can call Pat, whatever you need, Pat will tell you, man. But I'm also accessible because failure is not an option with us.
No, sir.
We have an opportunity. This is a frontier. This is the last time people of color will get an opportunity to own something. And you think about it, sports, music, in all the different sports, and who does all that? Black people. What do they own? Nothing. Okay, but see, we're gonna change that. We're gonna change that now. That whole dynamic's gonna change, and we got sharp people like Pat. And believe me, buddy, you might end up in the papers up there as well, because what we do, we support one another. It ain't just you doing up what you're doing up there until Pat think he's gonna beat you, because Pat threatened to beat everybody. I can't say enough about him. He's genuine. That's what I love about him. The guy is just, my mother-in-law told me, said she saw him and said, yeah, everybody know him. I'm like, what? Everybody know Pat. His background is impeccable, young man. And we just want to get people like yourself, because we don't want nobody to say you did not get an opportunity. Pat?
Yes, sir.
these are some of the things we want to instill in you. We there with you the whole 10 yards. I hear people use the term, "Oh, I'm going with you the whole 9 yards." It's 10 yards for a first down. What the hell you gonna go 9 yards for? If that's down 10 yards and you go 9, then you waste your time. You know what I mean? But give everybody a little background on you again, Mr. GM up there, because Pat getting on. But tell the people, MFL Nation, about yourself again.
Gotcha. Well, I was born in Chicago, raised in Texas.
Chi-Town,
the
president Bobby Wilson is from Chicago. I don't know if you've seen that or not. Bobby was the Redskin #1 draft choice out of Michigan State.
I seen that on the page, and I looked it up. Yeah.
The last Super Bowl the Redskins won. So we really excited about this. We really excited about you, young man, and the stuff that you're doing, and we bringing all the young people, and that's what it is. I have to admit, you're Pat young, but I'm 65. I don't look it, but I'm 65. So we standing on people's shoulders as we're gonna have people like yourself stand on our shoulders. You know what I mean? So it was people that did stuff for us to enable us to do what we're doing. So I just didn't mean to cut you off, but go ahead, young man.
Oh, no, you good. Played ball in Texas in high school, won state, came out here to Oklahoma, played 4 years of college ball. As soon as I graduated, got a job over here at Fort Gibson as a receiver and DB's coach. So I've been doing that for a while. Worked at a shoe store for 5 years that I'm still at. Got a good boss I went to school with who hired me, who actually is African-American, who owns the store.
You got a sponsor right there, Pat. You hear that, Pat?
Got a sponsor.
Right there.
A sponsor. First sponsor.
Brown Shoe Fit. My boss, Dorian Scott at Brown Shoe Fit. Yes, sir.
There you go. So go ahead, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, I've always been a football background guy. It's always been something I've dreamed of doing, owning a team, being a coach, helping guys get to another level. Me and my guy went to college with, we started a program down here called the BC Factory, where we help kids work on developmental skills, speed, agility, routes, any position they played, on linemen, helping them on steps, quarterback drops, just all that stuff, helping kids get to another level, reach their full potential, so they didn't feel left behind. Nobody else was helping, so we decided to take a chance and do it. And then we ended up doing pretty good. We had about 20-some kids, made shirts for them, got them out there, posted their videos of them training. Me and my friend Brian Williams helped out with everybody. So we did a lot, and we still do it. Just something we always want to do, is just help kids get to the next level and reach their full potential.
And you're the type of person that MFL want, because we have our program that you're going to help implement there. Our No Thugs, No Drugs, Early Youth Offender Program, conflict resolution, and that's the third thing. Our players do 100 hours of community service along with our dance team. And we want people to not just see us on Saturday nights. We want them to understand we're a part of the community, and we're going to have the players to get out and get to know the people, because, that's what the MFL about, the laboratory of change. We're going to do a lot of things that so incorporate us into the community. What you say on that, Pat?
I straighten out that hat too. There you go.
Yo, I need a hat. Y'all straightening out hats. I'm over here with no hat on.
That's what it's about. We're more than just a football program. We're the laboratory of change. We bring a lot to the community. We help sponsor masks and gloves giveaways. We're trying to keep the community safe. And all of this is from the vision of Richard Myles Sr. All I am is an extension of what he gave me. He told me from the beginning, if you follow the script, you will be successful. If you follow the script, you'll be successful. I guarantee you that. As
long as he don't keep talking about beating up on the Chiefs, because I was telling Pat,
somebody's got to beat y'all. The Chiefs have dominated. It's time for it. You say you're the laboratory of change, man. You're the laboratory of change. We talk about the field too.
See the Cowboys. Oh yeah, Pat. He said he was a Cowboys fan too.
Oh, well, that's all right. They gonna get beat too. I'm telling you, I got a coach that has my mentality, and he comes to win. And if he doesn't,
Hey,
you
we
know how
coming
that
to do the
goes.
same
We're
thing,
coming
so
to
we got to
win.
battle it out.
We're going to battle it out. That's what I like. This is the MFL. We are bringing it at a very high level. And the founder and CEO, Richard Myles Sr., you will find him to be one of the finest men you will ever meet. I mean, he is always accessible. I talk to him 7, 8 times a day. He
Hey, I know
answers
how
the
you. I
phone
know.
almost every time.
I haven't even known him that long, but every time I call, he pick up no matter what he doing, no matter where he at. That's a person you can always count on that do that, and he hits you right back if you don't answer. It don't take him long.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we want you to feel a home, and we want you to feel like you're part of the family, because the whole thing is, we get into the beating and the playing and everything, but it's so important that we are united. And I always say a house divided cannot stand, and so the things that we are doing is important. And I want you to know, young man, also you can be the general manager and the head coach as well. Now you can have that honor because you're the GM. And I think you find in the NFL, a lot of coaches prefer being the GM too, because they have input on the players. But like I say, we are excited. Mr. Florida GM Paul Knight there. Paul Knight who had something to say. I'll click it and see what he's talking about. But Paul Knight watching y'all too. Paul down there in Florida, he want to beat up everybody. You know what I mean? He want to beat up on Pat, beat up on you. He want to beat up on everybody. Don't make no sense.
That's what family's about. Family has to fight, and our fight's on the football field, and it's all good there. But when we leave the field,
absolutely,
it's all about love.
But Pat, tell him what this means to I think for community-wise. And then, he's just come to board, and he sounds like he have a lot of support there in Oklahoma. And but I mean, if, like I say, Pat, I hate to keep beating a dead horse. If you look at his stuff, you can call him, man. This guy, and you got to watch Pat too, man. He's just revealing his coaches. He said, you go to Pat, the whole organization there, man. Spoon feed you. You know what I mean? I'm watching Pat. So but he do so much, man. His background is great. But as far as the community, Pat,
I think that's the biggest thing that the MFL brings to the table, because you're now in an elite group. How many blacks can say that I'm the general manager of a professional football team? Not very many. It is news. It shows the community and people that we not only do we dominate the field, but we can also dominate the boardroom. When you see that executive picture of the minor football league, and you look around that room and you look at people that look like us, and then you see a professional product being put forth each and every day, that makes our community have pride. You would be surprised at how many inboxes I get just from some of the things that Richard Myles Sr. has shared with me that I've posted online. Showtime, the executive picture. They see that and they know that this is for real, that we're just not participants. We can be owners, we can be general managers, we are coaches, and we are players. All of this you find in the minor football league. Plus, we have a key community component that is with each and every team. 100 hours has to be dedicated to that community in community uplift. And that's what we do in the minor football league. And I think that's why communities welcome these teams with open arms.
And we want people to understand we're not just there for football. And what's so important, you think about Pat, had not been for Pat and me meeting Pat and talk with Pat, the MFL would not have gave Rochester they wouldn't even got a look from the MFL. But when Pat, after talking with Pat and everything, and I say they need to put a statue up there about Rocky. He was an actor. They need to put a statue up there to Pat, because Pat was very instrumental in bringing the minor football league to Rochester. That's just like you. So the position you have, and I'm not saying you are, don't take it lightly, because you think about Thurston Hall made sure that the MFL came to Oklahoma. Made sure, he called me out of the blue. He said, I'm just thinking about something to do. And he happened to ran across my number, and he looked at everything. He said, this can't be real. So he called me. He said, is this for real? I said, yeah. He said, Mr. Myles. I said, well, and as you know, Pat, we had initially 2 years ago, we were going to have the Dolphins in Texas, the Texas Dolphins. But after the interviews we had with people, it wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't want to go to it. So we did not put a franchise there. Get a lot of calls from people. Did you find about it? But after talking to Thurston, the young man was very sincere, family man and everything. He said, Mr. Myles, if you bring this here, I'm telling you, I said, tell you what, not only will I bring it there, I'll make you the GM, give you an opportunity to buy the franchise, and we'll go from there. And he said, well, can you just teach me? I've done coaching before, but I said, don't worry. I'm going to take you by the hand and show you what white folks, Caucasian American, will not show you. You know what I mean? They're not going to show you that. And, if we don't look out for each other, who will? So he'll tell you now, he feels so confident. He called Pat. Pat is big brother. He called Pat all the time. And that's what all the GMs, all of them be calling you. They'll call you and everything. And that's the kind of camaraderie we had. It's a family type of atmosphere. You deal with each other on the field, but even after that, it's friendly. But you have a lot of support up there in Oklahoma. So, I mean, what does your venues look like up there?
It's a lot of nice venues. It's a ton of venues in Oklahoma, everywhere. Like, it's just, now you just got to figure out which one you want to play.
Yeah.
There's so many of them you can go to, but it's like, golly, which one do I actually want to put the team in? Like, because there's so many nice ones. You got the colleges down the road. You got the colleges here, not too far. It's like, once you go to them, you'll find the right one, and it'll hit you perfect.
Yeah. And like I say, once you go there and you talk to the people, make sure you put us on the line. We'll negotiate. We'll show you what the MOU is. Pat got that big old stadium up there in Rochester, luxury suites and all that, But like I say, even here in D.C., I used to use my old high school, Cardozo High School. So long as it's something very professional, because we want to make sure everybody's safe. We will put the $1 million policy on the stadium while we're in there using it. You only need it for 5 games. That's it. Find yourself a practice spot. We're going to sign 60 players because, like I said, the reason we're going to sign that, you're going to suit 40. You keep it competitive that way. And remember, we play in the summer, so people have family reunions and stuff, and you can't get out of that. You will not hurt yourself because you have enough players on the team. If somebody get nicked or something, we don't want them out there playing. You know what I mean? So we are very protective of the players. We're very protective of the shield right here. And Pat, boy, woo, Pat, like, we want to protect the shields, just like the NFL. We protect.
That's right. Shield is everything.
Guys out there, we don't allow fighting. We don't allow cussing at the players or the players cussing at them or fight. We don't want that kind of stuff, because if you miss a practice, we understand. You miss 2, then we're going to release you because we don't have time for that. We want everybody to get a fair shot at this. That's why I say we come in, you're going to get players from everywhere, man. In the state of Oklahoma, we're the only professional franchise there. And people need to understand, they should thank you for that, because I'm telling you, we would not give it a thought. You know what I mean? We would not give it a thought. So then you get a chance to travel and play against the best if other states have. You know what I mean? So till you run out there with Pat, he's going to be nice to you and everything. Don't eat the food and stuff. You get But find yourself a nice hotel. They should sponsor you. They should be able to get a check from them, because why? You got 5 teams coming in. They got to stay somewhere, right? Huh? Makes sense, young man? Huh? Right. They got to stay somewhere. So that's where you stay. Find your bus company, which I don't know if I talk to you about that or not, but look for some bus companies where you at, man. Everybody will sponsor. Everybody will check. Why? We on the road 5 games too, right? Make sense? So that's what you call economic development and what we do in the community, how we get everything started. And I know, I know, Pat, you want to go ahead and elaborate on that some?
Right. Every venue that you benefit should be a reciprocal relationship. So that they should be a sponsor. There's no sense in me paying a bus company that's not willing to be a sponsor to the football team that's putting money in their pocket. So it has to be a reciprocal relationship when you're doing business, and that is economic development in that area. And you're doing something for them. You're giving them a bus company. You're giving them 5 opportunities to get money from you. So that should be to me, it's a no-brainer. I mean, bus companies should be beating down the door, trying to be the official transportation arm of your football team, and that's what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. So these are the things, and we make sure that we give you the blueprint. We'll make sure you have all your paperwork and stuff, and make sure you have everything. And there's no question about who you are. And I know you're waiting to get your business cards and stuff, because when you go out, you give these, you hand your cards out. You'd be surprised. People call you later. And I'm gonna tell you something. Pat and wrote right every corporation in the country. I'm Pat.
Everyone. Easy. At least 300 so far.
Yeah,
and we're trying to make a difference. And eventually, I do believe that we're going to get some responses that we're looking for. But they're all positive to a degree. But I think people are going to realize what the MFL is, and the fact that the MFL has become a intercontinental league. And that is a big amount of people that are part of your audience. You're going to have an audience in the United States and an audience in Africa beginning on next year. And that makes this a very unique league. And I think it would be advantageous to any potential sponsor to be a sponsor of the Minor Football League. So I will be looking for many of them beating down the door of Richard Myles Sr. very shortly, if they're not already.
And also, Pat, you make sure you give a Pat, as you see his backdrop and everything. Pat will tell you how to get that. And I'm telling you something, it's a lot cheaper now because everything the price has dropped down on everything. I know I got an MFL tent, and the wind was blowing so hard last year, blew the whole tent down there. We was at Bowie State for combine, ripped my daggone, I was mad, y'all. But also, you do have your own apparel. I know you like the MFL stuff, but each team have their own apparel. I don't know if we told you that now, but we will set your store up on your Facebook page. But when we order, individual people can't order. They have to order, the stuff, give you the check, and you write down what they want. We'll send you that and everything. And you order it because these big factories, him buying the shirt, it has to be in bulk. You follow what I'm saying, young man? Can you hear us?
No.
You sound like your speaker's off.
Yeah, its volume's out.
Yeah, your mic is sounding is off. Can you hear us? It sounds like your mic is off. You got your mic on? Can you hear us?
Right. I think he can hear us, but he probably you can hear us? Yeah, I think he can hear us, but we're not hearing him. All right, Brother Paul Knight. We're going to shock the world. Everybody, welcome to the MFL. Shock the world, brother. I don't know where Mr. Myles is gone. You can hear me? You can hear me? Okay. You might just need to change locations. But we're here on Inside the MFL. I'm waiting for Richard Myles Sr. to come back. Designate Dr. Richard Myles Sr. to come back. He is a great person, and I've told everybody. He's a great mentor. He's a great man. He will go down as one of the greatest men that I have ever met. And truly, he has kept his word to me more than most people would ever realize. So wherever you're at, Richard Myles Sr., I'm still singing your praises, which I always do anyway. So all of you know, you can call me 716-468-3190. You can always call me 24 hours a day. This is what I do, the Minor Football League. If you have any questions for me, if I don't know, you know I'm going to call Myles, or tell you to call Myles. So that's what we do. We're a family, and anything I put up, you can share it. You can use it. Don't think you're copying me. We put up things like that so everybody can see it. And if you put up something that I like, believe me, I'm going to use it too. You hear that, Paul Knight? So if you have something I like, I'm going to use it. And then I'm going to get you on the football field sooner or later. Did you see the Master Masons at John Lewis's funeral, Paul Knight? Most worshipful Grand Master Corey Shackelford. Very impressive. Did a great job. Very organized. And they looked good. They knew their work, and they did their work correctly. But we are down. Oh, I'm the only one left on the show? Are you back?
No, yeah.
By myself, and I'm just running off the mouth.
Yeah, it's raining hard down here, and the power just went out. You know what I mean?
Really?
The power went out, so hopefully that here it come back on and everything. But Pat, we just got it. We can't say enough. And congratulations to you. You did it, buddy. You know, now they really have to deal with Pat and the MFL. So it's kind of funny that we have to deal with both. Okay, we got him back. Okay. All right, you back?
There you go.
No, I'm back.
Hey, it's on me because we had a power surge. That's what happened. You know, we not, as you know, we generally be in the station and stuff. But talking to Pat, you know, we definitely have to give kudos to Pat for owning the franchise he had, and he said that he was going to do it, and I'm gonna make sure that we get our people an opportunity and without having other interference in that. But getting back to you, young man. So
Yes,
Pat, I told him we're not gonna hold it against him. He's a Cowboy fan, so he said he was all happy. It was the right. He said this the right team for me. Go ahead and say it so Pat can get on you.
Go ahead. What about it?
Yeah, you hear that, Pat?
Pat, that was Pat. Yeah, listen. I grew up watching the Cowboys even when I lived in Chicago. So, and then when he showed me the jerseys, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in the perfect spot."
Well, you know, Bobby gonna be mad at you now.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, Bobby gonna be mad with you. But it's you got these nice venues there. How big are the venues there in Oklahoma?
Like the college venues, they hold about 10 to 20,000. So it's a lot of college venues out
there. Okay, well that's what you will need about because what we want to do is we want you to be able to do 5,000 tickets, and to you that's nothing. I know you laugh, but 5,000 season tickets, that's 20,000 people, because for every 1,000, that's 4,000 people, because it's your inauguration season. We want people to experience the MFL. Our season ticket admits 4 people, all 5 home games for $100, which you can't beat that with a stick. You know what I mean?
That's
because
right.
we want everybody to experience. And of course, Pat just can't wait. Pat waiting to put his online and everything.
I'm ready. I am ready to put them up. I get a lot of inboxes every day, when are you selling those season tickets? They're going to start asking you, are you going to pre-sell them? But I'm hoping that we sell those out instantaneously, and people are excited about the minor football league and how we're doing things. We're trying to do things the right way. And that's the way I think Richard Myles Sr. wants us to do this around the entire league, the right way. Constantly putting out positive and fruitful information to the community about your team and the things that we offer and the things that we do. So I think people just can't wait in Western New York to get their hands on those season tickets for $100, admitting 4 people with each ticket.
And you know, as soon as you get the venue, because that's the first thing media gonna ask you. You know that they're gonna ask where you're playing at, and as soon as you get a venue locked down, then we can go with the tickets. And then because we're not selling we're not selling a single admission tickets. We only sell season tickets because now you know you got 20,000 people there all the time. You know what I mean? So next year, everybody will be trying to knock the door. I mean, the year after, they'll be trying to knock the door down because they're going to see, I said, and that's important for everybody when they see that the tickets are gone. And what's important that you have all these people in the community who've been there for the high school bands and stuff, or the college bands and stuff. I know in Oklahoma, after football, it ain't much to do there. You know what I mean? But now you have MFL down there. Now you got all kinds of people for, might want to, march bands. High schools might get them an opportunity to come there and march, to do your halftime stuff. So do stuff creatively, and we're going to help you do that. But it's just exciting about, we being there in Oklahoma. So, we get a lot of calls, man, and you're going to get a lot of calls. He popped off, but he going to get a lot of calls, Pat. He'll realize that. And like I say, we make sure that he get his stuff back. He be popping in and off, but, just a little pop in and off. So yeah, we will give it back. You're back, popping and off. So
there he is.
We will set your apparel up on your Facebook page. How's your Facebook page? You got it, man. You got the
Yes, I'm getting it down. I'm getting a lot more stuff on it, so I'm responding back to a lot of people. But we got to get them clothes up. I'm trying to go shop.
Yeah, we gonna put it on the same.
I'm trying to be fresh.
Oh yeah, and wait till you see the apparel. You haven't seen. I'm gonna send you. The apparel, the pure apparel. I don't know. I think Pat. You go on there, you see Pat stuff, and what we did strategically, we put everybody apparel on there once we got the GM signed and everything. And like I say, we're gonna order it and we got to order it to you. They pay you, and everything that comes to you, you have it out. Because we have to order in such large bulk. You know what I mean? But
yes,
you get the apparel. But I know you want to be fresh like Pat. Pat, Pat ain't, let me see. No, he ain't got his child. I don't know if you see the outfit down in South Carolina. He had this shirt on. He was
He's safe too, brother.
What? You see what I'm saying about him? I'm telling you. Look,
he's safe. He's safe.
I gotta go get
image is everything. You know that we're about image here. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But when you see the apparel, man, you go, and once the people want to buy it, we want to control it, and that's why we want everything ordered to you. We're going to send you the stuff, but we'll send you the book that you just write down the size and stuff, and you send it in, and the people have everything delivered to you. You know what I mean? And the people come pick it up. We just like to control a lot of stuff. We don't want people to think that they can just, grab stuff. But I'm definitely excited about it, and I know he said he's ready for his stuff. Pat, you see Pat, look at Pat, want to show off. He sent me one, you know what I mean? He sent me one. But I know you got that Cowboys stuff, huh?
Hey Pat, you can send me one. I don't know if I'm aware, but you can definitely send me one.
Now, wait a minute. Now, we support one another now. We support each
I'll wear
other.
it. Hopefully, I'll wear it after. Hopefully,
we got
we
all
play
y'all.
and I beat you. I can wear it in front of
I'm
you.
on MFL stuff, but I wear the other team stuff too because, like I say, there's the lead here. You know what I mean? And
Yes,
you might have some Chargers fans where you at. You never know.
Yeah, you got a point. You got a point.
You know what I mean? Then look at you, where you was living at. You was a Cowboy fan.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So
that's right.
and you know, everybody just like different stuff. You know what I mean? And you know, just like the way it look and everything. So we're excited about that, and I'm really excited of being a part of this. And just give us a little synopsis of how you feeling about everything, being a part of the MFL.
good. I feel real good. So I mean, like after I looked at the page, went through everything, like looked at all the website, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely something I want to be a part of, especially when the laboratory change. I was like, yes, that's something you want to be a part of. Like you said, you go to these combines, and it's all. I mean, I've been to combines, and then after you go to a couple of them, you understand what they need. Like it's all the money thing. They already know who they want when they get there. I mean, it's just they know. But like you said, you sign players that day, like that changed a lot of people's lives.
Absolutely,
You sign them that
day. This is not a cattle call. We ain't doing that.
You don't find it nowadays where you sign somebody right on the spot after they finish the combine. Like kids will go home, they'd be so happy, like, oh, like I just got signed on the spot.
Do the pictures there. We're gonna do your backdrop. Make sure you get in contact with Pat so you can get your backdrop and all that stuff. You know, you want to get that and stuff because we want to be, we're gonna do the little picture taking stuff there and everything. So it makes the guys feel like a part of stuff. And we were saying, when you come here for the GM signing, we're gonna give you all the uniforms to take back. I'm not gonna share them. I'm giving them all to y'all.
Gotcha.
The GM signing,
We're gonna be fresh. Cowboys gonna be fresh.
Huh?
Cowboys gonna be fresh, baby.
Well, we gonna Pat said he gonna knock some of that silver off them helmets,
I'm just like, you're gonna be fresh at the beginning of the game.
So at the end of the game,
but by the end of the game, I'm telling you, the Chargers is bringing some heat.
Well, it looked like you gotta have to bring some heat back there. Fight for our.
Well, you're gonna have to.
I ain't got a word, gentlemen. I got these. You know what I mean? Hey, whatever.
Laboratory change. Change is coming.
We can do something.
The rings are coming here. My hands are empty and ready.
I can count all 8 of the fingers. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm telling you, we're coming for them. I want my ring.
We know who we
got to come for. When you saw them rings, what went through your mind?
I made a flyer. Said I'm in quest of the ring.
What went through your mind, young man, in Oklahoma when you saw those rings?
I said, well, somebody got to dethrone the king.
Oh boy.
Somebody got to dethrone the king.
There you go, gentlemen. But you know what, gentlemen? I appreciate having you on and everybody have a chance.
Yes,
the Oklahoma Cowboys GM, and I want to thank you guys for being on the show because we definitely going to do this all the time, and we've been having our meetings online. But thank you for coming on. I want to say this has been another edition of Inside the MFL. I'm your host, Richard Myles Sr. I look forward to seeing y'all next Wednesday, next Thursday, and of course Saturday morning. Talk to you then.